What's up guys, Mr. Gims back again, and today I want to talk about 5 reasons why playing killer can be stressful. Before we get into this, make sure you like, share and subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date with the channel. Now, I know there are a lot of reasons to play killer. You get to kill people. Not only that, you get to control their powers, hunt survivors and overall enjoy a plethora of playstyles. Most killers feel unique and require something different. You also have the added benefit of playing some of your favorite slashers from popular games and movie franchises, such as Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Leatherface, and Pyramid Head, aka the Executioner. There's a lot of content, but someone who has been playing this for 4 years, and I'm even getting bored. You level them up individually to level 50 and you grab all their perks. After that, that's it. Honestly, you just keep going around and around in circles. Same can be said for Survivor, however. This is where the key question is asked. What is the incentive to play killer in this game in 2020? And why is it so stressful? Number 1, queue time. I don't know what it is, but for some reason if you play DBD during the day, killers are a long queue. Now I remember only 9 months ago this could be as long as 30 minutes at a time just to get a match. Even then, the guarantee of actually playing it or having a decent match was minimal. This was before the DC penalty, remember. At times it could be infuriating. You wait a while, 5-10 minutes if you're lucky, and then you might receive a toxic survivor friend's ass whooping, and you think, wow, all this time spent for this. GG easy. Nowadays, killer queues are still 2 to 5 minutes at a time. However, that's why a lot of people opt to play in the evening, where it's an insta match. Survivor, I find and get matches instantly no matter the time. This really annoys some people. Number 2, 1v4. Now obviously this is how the game has been designed. 1 killer versus 4 survivors. This really isn't the case though. It gets worse. Imagine for a second 4 survivors entering the trial and not knowing where the others are. They have to make smart, intuitive plays to not only outsmart the killer, but also complete the objective by powering the generators to open the exit gate. Right, so all games are like that, but imagine for a second survivors land into a trial and have their headsets on, speaking to each other and knowing everything that's going on. Where the killer is, what they are doing, everything. It's quite devastating mode, Survivor friends, and I honestly think it ruined an original creative idea. Any sort of immersion is gone as they know everything before the killer does. Survivor friends, it completely changed the landscape of this game. It also added the pack mentality where bullying was popularized. Teabagging and using certain perks like borrowed time and DS and other strategies to make the killer's life only far harder furthered the killer's frustration. You have to ask yourself at the end of the day, who is killing who? Number 3, most killers are weak. Now you'd think with a massive variety of killers to choose from, you'd have a fair few strong ones. Wrong. It's clear now, as it was back then, that behavior are afraid of strong killers. This is evident since the Spirit was introduced back in 2018 with Shattered Bloodline. She was very strong, extremely strong, and it's still a debate today if she is as strong as the Nurse, the first official DLC to land to DBD. Most killers lie in the A or B tier, which isn't a bad thing however. If you want your favorite killer to stack up against rank 1 Survivor Friends sweat squads, unfortunately, it's just not the case. I am a true believer in play what you enjoy, but sometimes your ego and love for a character can be destroyed when you play a strong team. Looking at you, Legion. Number 4, gen speed. Now I know this subject is a bit taboo and yeah, gen pressure and all that stuff, but honestly sometimes it feels as though you're downing survivors left, right and center. You're getting hooks, you're doing chases, but it seems no matter what you are doing, bam, 3 gens done. It's got a lot to do with map presence, and sometimes killer's only choice is to do the old faithful 3 gen strat. This works and is effective, but a smart Survivor Friends team knows this. Added downside to this already known issue is taking into account slow moving killers such as Huntress and Deathslinger. They're just an example, and they have abilities where they can throw things or shoot a gun. However, sometimes it just doesn't matter. Behavior. Give the survivors another objective. At the end of the day, we can't hate on them for doing what they need to do. Number 5, map dependent. Now I know there are some awesome maps and great design in the fog, tip to my hat to you there, behavior, but there is no way any of us can say some maps are fair with certain killers. The feeling you get loading into Midwich Elementary with 3 objective obsessions on the top floor makes you want to throw your PC out the window. Don't do it. It feels in some maps like Nurse's Crota's Pen Asylum that you're going to be doing the rounds in the main building. It's outdated, and unless you have a fast killer or someone who can block that damn god window, it's GG. And what's worse is good survivors know it. As for other situations, you can feel generally robbed as the killer, whereas survivors are sort of, meh, I can do this. Nurses on Leary's memorial, for instance, is a downer for her. You can still do alright, but a 3 or 4K seems sometimes out of reach. The same can be said about indoor maps with trap killers, such as Hag and Trapper. They suffer sometimes because their traps are obviously there and they can't gain any sort of momentum. The devs are reworking many maps and it's still an ongoing process, but there's a lot here that needs to be done, and I truly feel it's not an even playing field at this very stage. Big maps are the death of slow killers too. Mother's Dwelling and Temple of Purgation feels like you're walking for 5 years to get to a gen. It's boring. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my 5 reasons why it's stressful to play the killer. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave us a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the fog.